So, scientists have found a way to bring back T-Rex. Not really, but if they did, would our childhood dreams of owning a T-Rex be a possibility? The answer might not be as obvious as you think. So the final conclusion is going to be decided by our three categories: housing, costs, and domesticatability. So first off, T-Rex was big. This thing could weigh up to 9 tons and measured 40 feet long. It's going to take more than a small field to keep this thing in, but birds rule the skies, yet we keep them in cages, so maybe a small field would do. It's up to the owner on how much room you want to provide, but a Tyrannosaurus Rex is going to need a lot of room. Research shows that T-Rex probably mostly lived in packs, so 2 or more is needed to keep them happy. But not you. You won't be happy, because it's going to cost you a lot more. But if you're a millionaire who owns an island, you're good to go! Now, I sincerely hope you bought this island in the right place. I mean, come on, who wants to spend millions making heated indoor facilities? Just buy it where it's nice and warm, but not too cold. Now, I hope you're not completely broke after purchasing this island, because we're moving on to costs. Now, feeding gets a bit complicated. Scientists have estimated that T-Rex had a high metabolism, which means it's going to have to eat very regularly. So the way I estimated this was I took a modern-day African lion. It eats 4 to 7% of its own body weight, so let's just call it 5% to keep it simple. An African lion could weigh up to 420 pounds, so 5% of 420 is 21 pounds. Therefore, an African lion would eat up to 21 pounds of meat per day. Using this logic, I took T-Rex, 18,000 pounds. 5% of 18,000 pounds is 900 pounds. Now, judging by the size, I kind of altered that to 1,000 pounds, just again to keep things simple. That's 2/3 of a cow. So, just to kind of guesstimate and keep things all nice and rounded, 1 cow per day. Now, cow prices heavily vary depending on the seller, but usually come around $500. That's $500 per day. $3,500 per week, $15,500 per month, and $182,000 per year. That's a lot of cash. Now do keep in mind that that $182,000 is just for one T-Rex. It's also going to need a regular supply of water, but a lake would be fine. The only concern I have with feeding cows is that these two species have been separated by 65 million years. The cow could possess some kind of bacteria that the T-Rex's immune system has just never seen before. Nobody knows how the T-Rex's digestive system is going to react to this new meat. That's bad. But let's just assume microorganisms is out the equation. You might also want to consider buying a shelter in the event of a storm, but that's completely up to you when you buy your Rex. Now, lastly, before we come to the final conclusion, let's talk about domesticatability. What do I mean by this? In a nutshell, can the animal be tamed? Well, on first glance, I guess no, but it turns out T-Rex was a pretty smart dinosaur. Now, intelligence in animals is usually estimated by the brain-to-body size ratio. The brain-to-body size ratio in a T-Rex was pretty small, however it was larger than a lot of other dinosaurs. Problem is, the cerebrum was very, very tiny. Now the cerebrum is a part of your brain that helps you think. Now if you can't think right, you're not really going to think you're my owner. However, you may be able to combat this problem. So T-Rex was most likely a pack hunter, right? Perhaps by raising a couple from birth and imprinting on them, they could see you as a pack member or a parent figure. Now that's very similar to a pet parrot. When you're taming a pet parrot, the parrot's going to look at you as a member of their flock rather than just an owner who provides food. However, parrots are intelligent animals, and T-Rex, not so much. In conclusion, as obvious as it might seem, T-Rex could most definitely not be a domestic pet. However, if you are a billionaire who is a successful zookeeper who owns miles and miles and miles of land and are just an island, you could probably do it. Just don't look at it as a replacement for your dog. They don't call them man's best friend for nothing. Now, the way, okay, that's too, oh god, the cow poop. Now, the cow could possess some kind of, nobody knows. So when people has, compared to T-Rex, they make like the T-Rex look. You also kind of need to be a successful zookeeper. But if you fall into those categories, then feel free. Oh god, what the hell am I on about? Whew! I'm tired. Whew! Whew! The T-Rex. I'm texting the T-Rex. What?